Saludos, mi gente, and welcome to another Q&A session, My Final Shot production style. Today, my guests are three of the actors from three different projects. First of all, we got how do you pronounce your last name?
Bernardin.
Bernardin. Phil Bernardin of Rattled. Yaron Urbas of Uncertainty. And Carolina Schumann of Vou Te Matar. And Que Susto. Welcome.
Hey, thank you.
So, my first question, it's been a while. I mean, I think I spoke to, Phil and I recently worked on something, so that should be out hopefully in the coming year. I recently spoke to Jerome. I haven't seen Carolina in a good minute, so
Yes.
it's good seeing you. So the first thing I wanna throw out there, the first question I wanna throw out there is, how did the film come to you, the one that you were involved in, and at the time, what possessed you to actually say, you know what, freak it, I'm gonna do this?
Mm.
And we could go around, or I could start with Carolina first, and then we'll make our way around.
Okay, I think we met at a Catra Film Festival
Okay.
with Jeffrey Guerrero. Then I think we had Facebook at the time. I don't think we had Instagram at the time. And then you need actors for your project. And then I agree. I was looking to, I was starting acting and I want to improve my reel and make some friends, make some connections. And was an amazing experience because it was the challenge first. So Vou Te Matar was first.
Right.
It was a great experience. One of my first films.
And to my surprise, I don't know how the algorithm works here, right? But here it is, right? So we almost like we replayed Vou Te Matar, and it's got like the most views out of all the films. It's like at
Oh,
it's like at 850 or 840. I was like, how? So I really got to learn all this stuff because I was impressed with the number that it was, it surpassed everything. And in about 2 days, it was already at 650, 700. I was like, I was impressed with the numbers. So I haven't gone back to see where it is now, but I was very impressed with it. And it still resonates with people. So I don't know what we did there, but people seem to like that film. So,
the horror fans are very faithful. They're very loyal. Brazilian people love the internet, so there is a lot of good there. The
Listen,
actors are amazing. The people are really nice.
as long as I get a following, I don't care what nationality they are. Following is a following.
Yes.
That's good.
Wow.
Phil, you want to tackle that?
We met on the set of Rattled,
Okay.
right? So, yeah, then we ended up
get on the set, or did I give you a script? Did you audition for it? Or?
I'm trying to remember. I think I auditioned for Rattled. Yes. Oh my God, it was so long ago. Yes, I believe I auditioned. I auditioned for Rattled. Got it. The script. I like the script. I like the story. So, I auditioned. Got it. Shot it, and it was a good experience. You guys, everybody on the set was professional. You guys were great. It was a pleasure working with you guys, which is why we ended up being able to work again. Because if I feel that the people on set are want to work with the actors or trying to help them achieve the story and get to the potential that they both want, then I want to work with that person again. So and there we are. It was a good story, good set, a lot of fun. Met a lot of people. It was good. It was a good experience.
Excellent. Jerome, how did Uncertainty land on your lap?
I don't know. What am I doing here?
Phil, how did you write this?
Am I in the right room?
And you're gonna be fine.
So Uncertainty, how did that end up? I mean,
It's this guy. Let me tell you, I think it's this guy that you need to feed him the question and say, okay.
Well, no, we actually, so we met on another set of another director friend, and that's how we first met.
Okay.
And then we just knew each other since. So we did a short film with him, and then eventually, yeah,
We can mention his name. I think that was Jonathan Elmore.
I was John. Yeah, that's right, man. And he's still cracking away, I believe. It's been a minute since we chatted, but so we had fun on that set. And what were you? You were the producer on that? What were you? PA?
I think I was
What were you? Do we have to keep
I
this
was.
PA?
I think I was an AD or something.
You were an AD?
Yeah,
Okay.
something
So
like
I mean, you did everything. So you could have had every
Yeah.
title. So I'm good with that. Um, but yeah, so we met on that. We stayed connected, and then I think I gave you a lot of money, and I said I needed to be a lead in a film, and you just made it happen.
once again, lies. Let's wait. Let's fact check that. That's a lie, Jerome.
Wait, you said no fact check. You said no fact check.
We
Anyway,
fact check. What's going on?
no, but that was awesome. You invited me to be a lead in a project, and I was super happy. It was fun, and it was great, and the film turned out really good. So we just knew each other, and you gave me
Right.
an opportunity to
And I gave you
audition.
the yeah. I gave you the I
Yeah,
gave you the ring. Yeah.
yeah.
Since all of you are actors, when you go to the audition process, is there a particular role you want? And or you start thinking, you know what? That's not really in my range. I'm just gonna go here. How do you guys pick out the roles you want to audition? Or if somebody offers you a part, what makes you say, you know what, this is something I could do? What makes you say yes to that particular project? Anybody
Uh,
can take it, and then we'll go around.
sure. So I want to know about the story. Okay, what is the story about? Is it something that resonates with me? Does it make sense to me? Does the story move along? Is there an arc to it? Do the characters change? Is there a beginning? And is there a clear, not a clear end, but is there an end? Where is it going? Because believe it or not, there's some stories that I've read some stuff where it's just like I don't get it. I don't get it. And if I don't get it, then I know I'm not going to be able to act it. So if when I read the story,
Mhm.
and the character that they're telling that I'm supposed to be playing or might be playing, if it resonates and it makes sense to me and the story makes sense, then and I'm hooked and I'm interested in the story, that makes it a lot better, a lot easier for me to get along with the project.
Now, the audition process, you tackle it the same way?
Oh, so well, the audition process. So um yeah, I just go in, and so what I learned, so it's interesting. When I used to go to auditions, I used to always be like, okay, I'm trying to get this role and be really nervous. I still get nervous. I still get nervous. But then a casting agent years and years ago once told me, said, listen, you could be the best person in the room. It could have been 50 people that came in, and you could have been the best one. But for that director or for that writer that's in the room,
Mhm.
you don't fit what they see in their mind.
Got it.
It's just like when you read a book. And when you read a book, you envision what the characters look like, what they sound like. And then when you see the movie, you're like, that's not, it's something, it's not right. So they can say, so that person told me, she said, never take it personal.
That's good advice.
Because no matter, because I've gone to auditions where I was like, oh man, I think I killed that. Nothing. And I've gone to other ones where I was like, oh my God, that was horrible. And then I get a call back. So it's like you never know. And I think that there's a truth that lies in that. That
Mhm.
if it's not what that person envisions, what they look like, especially if the writer's in the room, then just don't take it personal.
I got you.
So I take it that way. I just go in, I do it. I study the lines. I look at it. I imagine the backstory of of the character, and then I just go and do it. The situation and do it.
Your own, Carolina?
So I have an accent, so I have kind of very limited roles that I can apply. So I can apply for everything I can. For the audition process, I take a lot of the pressure off. The casting directors are not our enemies. They want to get the job done. They want to cast you. They want to find the right person. And sometimes you're just not the right person for the role. But if you act professional and they like you, they might call you for a new project. There's always a lot of things coming out. So that's what I try. And friends, I have a lot of friends that are producers or directors. So I try to keep in touch with them.
So,
I agree with what you said there too. Sometimes you're just not right for that role.
right. Do you feel
They-
the accent is an impediment though?
Of course,
it
yeah.
hinders you all the time, or?
It close some doors and open other doors.
I have an accent too. I'm from Brooklyn. I don't know if you can hear it. It's pretty
Yeah.
bad.
Let's fact check this again. The consensus here is that we don't really hear the Brooklyn accent.
You don't hear Brooklyn? I go in every audition. I talk like this. I go, what do you need? I got it. I can do it. I can do any accent. This is my Boston accent right here. Hello. How's it going? There it is.
You see, that's why I gave it
Nine
a rule,
o'clock.
because I couldn't go through this with the audition process.
Yeah, okay, fine. Okay.
What do you think, man? You think I get the parts every time? Every time with that accent.
Yeah, okay.
No, I think accents. I'm glad that Carolina actually brought up accent. I think that I think we're more like diversity push right now, which is awesome. Like people are coming from everywhere and anywhere, and I think we're appreciating accents more in the industry. Or I like to think we are. I hope that's helping. I don't know if that's an experience. Anyone that's accented has. I mean, I've actually built a career by using accents from various cultures, Russian, Polish. I try to come up with whatever I need to. But Carolina, do you feel that like the desire for accents has improved? Like, are people fine with a natural accent? Do they force you to
No.
try
I
it
don't.
out?
I think they prefer an American actor or actress imitating an accent than have the real person.
Oh, okay. That's been your experience. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I think that's unfortunate because I don't know, man. I mean, I'm thinking
Now,
like,
but wait,
feel-
the question here was, when you're auditioning, are
Yeah.
you going in for a particular role, or you go for everything?
what so you know what? To reference that, like in the past, I want to say 5 years ago, I used to go in an audition, and I play a lot of like foreign characters. I just do Middle Eastern, Russian, Eastern European. I'm all over the map. Irish. And in the past, it was like I almost assumed they wanted an accent, and I was usually right, or they would state it in the breakdown. And now it's funny, even if I play a Middle Eastern dude, they don't want an accent. They're like, no, just use your natural voice. I find that interesting. So whatever you come into the room with, they're okay. Or I shouldn't say room because we're all self-taping now most of the time. But yeah. So I mean that's different. I really feel like the whole accent thing is a little bit different now than it used to be. But then again, you got success stories like Sofia Vergara. I pronounce her name right. I'm always screwing it up. So you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
She's on Modern Family and a million other things. She's the wife on Modern Family.
Yeah.
I mean, she's right. She's got a seriously thick accent, and we love her.
But I think
You
you
know?
hit the nail on the head. I think that's what's happening. I think if for example, she played this role recently on for Netflix, Griselda, and she has that accent,
Mhm.
but she's playing a particular character that just happens to speak like that.
Yeah.
Obviously married with children.
Modern Family.
Modern
Yeah, I know you.
Family.
Yeah,
Of course, is a little
yeah, because you're thinking Al Bundy, who's in Modern Family.
no, but I'm
or
saying
in the actor's
extra.
name.
The way she does it is a little bit extra there. So
Yeah.
but I think
Yeah.
we are leading into just talk your regular self. We'll figure out what you are, and I think
Right.
it's even, to be honest with you, I think that's a better way of casting.
Yeah.
So, for example,
I
if I was to
agree.
cast Carolina, she happens to have an accent. She happens to be Brazilian, and she speaks Portuguese. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes it more interesting. You know what's funny? I'll give you an example. It's an example of an accent, but in a different way. I had some weird thing going on. I booked it was a Law and Order co-host on Law and Order, and this was only about a year ago. It aired last year. I had a lisp going on. Something's going on with my tongue. So I literally sounded like this. Literally, I literally sounded like this. And I don't know what it was. It was weird. I went to a neurologist. He says, I don't know, man. He goes, I think you're okay. I thought I had a freaking stroke. And I had auditions, and I booked that audition with that lisp. And I was playing a bad guy. And I realized later I probably stood out right away because of that. I didn't sound the way I sound now. I'm more articulated, but I had a little bit of a lisp, and I'm like any elves were coming out like that. I sound like I had marbles. I sounded like a Brando, even though I wasn't trying to. Maybe that's what it is. We all have to sound like Marlon Brando. That's the secret to acting success.
Getting off in a different tangent.
Yeah, but anyway,
he thinks it's a performance. I gotta reel him back in.
Yeah. Well, wait, let me finish the
Go ahead.
story. I booked this thing, and I think the reason it worked for this situation is because he's a bad guy and we're supposed to hate him. And he's like trafficking people to do work. So I think later on my guy gets killed. But I think the audience is happy to see him as this like weird, weak guy that's eventually going to be killed because we don't like him. So I think an accent in that case, even though it was a lisp, actually helped. So you never know.
Shifting gears a little bit here. I think some of you have have tasted you know, some cameos or some roles in, TV or stage or something to that effect. Anything you've done that you said, damn it, I wish more people saw that?
So Vou Te
Whether it was
Matar.
whether it was on stage or whether it's a film, like, damn, no, I wish more people were seeing this. Anybody?
Vou Te Matar for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting, let me tell you, you say that, but when it originally aired, and I want to say maybe that was maybe 11 years ago, maybe 12 years ago,
Yeah.
this already has, and I don't think it's a lot in any scheme of the things. But when it first played, and I was been there on YouTube for a while, it's gotten views. I wish, and I agree with you. Looking at how many years it's been up, I definitely agree with you. I wish more people were seeing that and enjoying that, because I think the highest it went was maybe 3,000 or whatever, 3,000 plus, and then it stopped. So I would tend to agree with you. I wish more people would see it, and maybe, who knows, by putting it on the channel now, who knows, maybe
Yeah.
it's gonna get
I'll
another,
repost later.
right. Any you guys film
There's
anything that you
sketches
guys,
in high school before the internet. I wish more people had seen it.
which one? What?
Stuff I did in high school, sketches, the stupid, goofy comedic sketches before the internet was like that popular. We didn't have social, you know. So yeah, I wish I could bring some of those back. I wish I could find those tapes, bring them back. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it would be pretty funny to bring them back now and just sort of edit them and add me now today in them and get them out there. It'd be really bizarre. It'd be great. I mean, there was a journey, right? I mean, let me ask you guys, did you guys,
But listen,
before,
let me ask the questions.
oh, I'm sorry. All right. Sorry.
Phil,
Sorry. I'll shut up.
So it's funny that he said. So I was thinking, I was like, what? And then when he said that, so like maybe 13 years ago, 14 years ago, I used to do this like these little comedy sketches of
Yeah.
brothers that were called Chad and Miles, right? They were twin brothers. So, and I used to do it on my phone. So I used to film, one person playing me, which is interesting because a lot of people are doing that now.
right.
So they'll play themselves talking to themselves.
Right.
Like yeah. So I was doing that like 13
Back in the day, you were doing it 13 years ago.
Right, I was doing it 13 years ago, so it was like a little funny stuff. So I must have made like 5, 6, or 7 of them, and some of my friends would be like, "Yo, that's hilarious. Those things are hilarious, right?" And I'd be like, whatever. So I just did it for fun, and then I stopped. And then like years later, I'm like, "Oh my god, I was doing this like 13 years ago." And then I did it again like 13, 14 years ago. I did a thing where there was a stuffed animal that I was talking to that was like what's that one, that bear thing? What's that talking bear thing? I forgot. Ted?
Oh, Ted, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I did something like that, like 13 13, 14 years ago as like a little bit or whatever. And I was like, you know what? I just
Yeah.
thought, I was like, man, if only people had seen that. So if it was anything, it would have been those things.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like the stuff that I was in, it got seen by someone, whether it was a heavily distributed product or whether it was just a student film. I'm sure someone saw it.
Mhm.
I feel
Yeah.
like stuff that I did as a child when I was just having fun with friends.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
that's the stuff that, like, I would honestly bring back and just go, oh my God, this is the goofy stuff I was doing that we're all doing on TikTok now.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
wasn't a platform for it.
That's my point. There wasn't a platform for it. You know what I mean? So you just did it for fun, and that was it. But if there was like, and I think about what if there was that platform then, right? But and it was, as you said, right? It was just having fun, being goofy, having fun, not just thinking about it, just doing it to do it.
Right. Exactly.
Shifting gears a little bit here. I like to give a few shout outs to a few folks. Anybody out there that you're interested in or that's doing some work and you go, damn it, every time this person is on, I wish that that person had an audience, or this person is doing some good writing, or this person is doing some good acting. Anybody comes to mind that you think you could shout out?
I would say
Maybe not well known.
Jermaine Smith,
Okay, who's this?
a director, writer whose hustle is just like beyond none, like incomparable. But he's just constantly writing, directing, and just getting people on his stuff. You know, trying to put people on his stuff. Give people an opportunity. He is him. I
Now,
think.
can we find some of his stuff or?
Oh yeah. Some of his stuff too has been. It's on Tubi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on Amazon. He's doing. He's did something called Vish Merrick, which is like a crime kind of thing. Which actually, the one of his first pieces of work was something called A Piece of Me. That actually stars in that. Oh my God, I can't remember his name now. His name is, I'm drawing a blank on his name. But this actor now is on BET. He has his own show on BET now. Like Dale Ellis, Val Ellis, or something like that. I can't. For some reason, I'm drawing a blank on his name. But yeah, him. So
And the writer is Jermaine Smith.
Jermaine Smith. Every day. That's his like thing. Jermaine J every day. Yeah, but he is like he's on Facebook, he's on social media, he's on Instagram. He's always looking like for talent to. He's really good, like him.
Okay.
And he's a hard worker. Like he is just nonstop. Yeah, so him.
Carolina.
And I mean, there've been a whole bunch of people along the way, that I haven't spoken to for years, but they were like grinders and just working hard all the time, making it happen and stuff like that. And now and again, I'll see they come up on my social media, but since we don't, communicate that much, not often, so now and again, I'm like, oh, okay, I see them doing their thing. Okay,
They're still grinding it out.
yes, they're still grinding it out. Yes, which is much respect for all those people.
Jerome, Carolina, anybody whose work you admire or you wish share a little light on them and say, I like what they do every time they're on stage, or every time, or an obscure film that you've seen or something that you go,
Of
nothing.
course, I have two people that I love dearly. One is Michael Ciro. He's an actor that I work with in a movie called Burning Blue. He's doing amazing now. He's doing a lot of movies. He did like Boneland with 50 Cent, and he did a movie with Alec Baldwin. So he's all in Raft of Becky with Sean William Scott. And another one is Sean William Scott. He's Stifler from American Pie. I don't think he get enough credit. He's a great person. He's a great actor. And I don't know, people think he's not a legend that he is. And he's a legend in other countries. He's very famous in Brazil, but here people don't give him enough credit, I think.
Give me the two names again. Michael.
Sean William Scott, the Stifler from American Pie, and Michael Ciro.
Okay.
Is this how you get your guest list, Mo?
Who? Oh,
Give me some guys you think are really good. Hold up, I'm putting my list together for the next.
no, I'm fact checking you again. No, I don't get my list that way.
You said no fact checking.
That's 3. Go ahead. Jerome.
I was gonna say there's this guy, Yaron Urbas. He's just amazing. He's just, he's a good actor. Think about him a lot. Uh, he's writing now. He's got a feature film he's working on. Wait, that's me. I'm talking about me now.
Yeah.
But
Anybody else comes to mind besides this narcissistic, egotistical freak?
you're only narcissistic if you're evil about it. I'm really sweet and nice
Go
about
ahead.
heart.
Yeah, you're so sweet. Go ahead.
So no, actually, you know what comes to mind, because it's funny. Like, I'm trying not to think of name talent. Not that like I know so much name talent, but it's just like or people that we all know. Like Deborah Twist is someone that I respect a lot. She's a producer, a writer, an actress, been in the business forever. She happens to be a close friend, and I am actually writing a script. Well, we're actually almost done. We're going to shoot it together. She's just one of these souls in the industry that just continues to pump out projects, regardless of the ups and downs in her life. Like we probably all have, to be honest, as creatives, as artists, right? We have good days financially, emotionally, relationships, down days, all of it. And she's just someone that I really am inspired by, you know. And then there's other people in the industry that aren't necessarily. I mean, they are filmmakers or producers in some capacities, but like for example, they run film festivals. Like Joffrey Guerrero, you know, I'm pretty sure you know him, Mo, right? Joffrey Guerrero runs a Contra film series. I respect all the work he does to just. There's so many people that give us platforms to put our material out there, and I respect them a lot. Sybil Santiago, you know, and Carlos. They run Soho International, you know, Soho Film Festival. There's just so many people that literally create places and platforms that let us put our work out there. And I love that, man. I remember those guys, you know. Yeah, those are some of the people that come to mind.
Actually, now that you mentioned that too, Emmeline Stewart.
Yes.
That's someone too, very impressive. Very, very impressive. And it's like no joke. You know, that's someone that's like, wow. Like she was nonstop in her dream too and making and fulfilling what she wanted to accomplish. Anybody who does that, because trying to make your dreams come true are really hard, man.
Yeah, and she's
And
still
anybody who Yeah, I'm
making
sorry.
films, TV, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But she's also known for the October Film Fest
Yes. And her movie theater. Yeah.
at the movie theater, and she was also thinking the same. I remember having conversations with her about, you know, I'm trying to find a space, and you know, she put 2 and 2 together, and she goes, maybe I should get my own theater. How about that? And she did, and
Yeah.
she banked on it, and it's successful. You
Yeah.
know, because even back then, people were saying, well, you know, theaters are like dying down because of the
Right.
and all of this. Do you think this is a good investment or something that you want to get into? And she was like, she just rolled the dice and says, you know what, I think it is. And you know, still, you know, to this day, knock on whatever, she's very successful in doing her
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that comes to mind also is we talk about the independent filmmaking scene. I was recently reading an article on this one filmmaker, Joseph B. Vasquez. So back in the day, we're talking about, you know, I'm talking about maybe the early 90s. This guy is goes to City College. He's an alumni. He does his thing. Um, but he's famous for doing his most famous work is hanging with the homeboys.
Oh, I
Back in
remember
the
that.
day, he had this piece about the 4 young guys. Obviously, those young guys now have turned into older, successful gentlemen.
Mhm.
You had John Leguizamo,
Mhm.
Doug, Mario
Mhm.
Joyner, and Nestor Serrano.
Mhm.
And the film is just a good slice of life about a New York slice of life, you know, being in the city, you know, trying to get to a university, trying to get the right grades, you know, dealing with the streets and the negativity and whatnot. But everything about it was comical and dramatic. And the fact that it came from, you know, this guy's head, and he lived a, you know, I don't want to get too much into his story, but he lived a tragic life. But even at the time that he came to the college, you know, he spoke well. and later on, a lot of things he had to deal with a lot of stuff. So it almost like his life had like a tragic end. But just reaching that pedestal, right, and trying to maintain it,
Hmm.
sometimes very difficult, and all the
Yes,
different
agreed.
challenges that come with that. And before that, he was trying to do a film called A Bronx War, and like us, most of us here, or I would say the majority of us here, we write our stuff. We try to put up our stuff. Sometimes we find ourselves in a position where we need to actually, you know, star and be a part of our own casting in order for
Mhm.
it to get done. And that was him back in the day. Just trying to just trying to get his work out. And he had a tragic life, but he just comes up as a name to so for those individuals who have not or sometimes don't get the struggle of what it means to be an independent artist. This is not something that was coined. I mean, um this was, we lived the life, like Jerome was saying, the artist and the challenges that comes with that life, you know um and Joseph B. Vasquez, maybe with one or two, maybe three films, he's known for that. And I think if you don't know who he is, I definitely, encourage you to Google it, or try to find him on, on you know, even by, Google. I think by Googling it, you'll definitely find who he is, and the good work that he did, as opposed to everything negative that surrounded him. That's my shout out. That's my piece on that, brother.
Can I add someone to the mix? This is this
Go
guy,
ahead.
no Mo Zapata.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mo's this guy, Mo Zapata. I don't know. They say
I
good
heard
things.
of him.
I don't
I
know.
think I've heard of him.
You think you've heard it? I don't know, man. I mean, you hear good things, bad things, but I mean, he's supposed to be pretty good. You know?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's good.
You hear these guys? I don't know. This is what I got to put up with. You hear this? Um,
Do we get brownie points, Mo? Do we get? Do we get
no.
like?
Moving forward.
Do we get money after? Do
Real
we
quick.
money?
Your favorite film,
Ooh, ooh. Can I go first?
and if you want to tell me why, then yes. But try to. We'll go around. Go ahead.
Okay, can I go first? So
Round robin. Yeah, you can start.
I wouldn't. You know what? I'm not going to say favorite, but I want to. If I can just say the most recent two
Go ahead.
films that I've actually seen. So most recently, I saw Deadpool again, one
Okay.
and two,
Okay.
and then I saw The Matrix, 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
And I just got to say, in the superhero genre, because I've seen a lot of Marvel stuff and all that, right? I love Deadpool. And the reason I love it, and I'm writing more, right? The words, the story, the layering of the main character, Deadpool, obviously, right? Wade, I think his name is Wade, right? Am
Yeah.
I right? Well, anyway, I could be wrong,
It's great.
but anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
Deadpool's character, yeah. So like, just yeah, that's what you want. I don't just want all the action. It was really good, and then The Matrix, the very first one, just so layered and also just delivered the story in such a like wonderful rhythm. You never once got bored watching The Matrix. That's the hallmark of a good thing, like a good story. When someone's telling you a story and you're getting bored, you already know it's a shitty story, right? But when you're hearing it and you like time freezes while you're watching it because you don't realize time is passing, that's the story. That's the stuff.
Mm.
Bill, Carolina, favorite film.
Yes.
So
You can go.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I love Life is Beautiful. It's an Italian movie that won the Oscar. I love
Remember that one. That was beautiful. I
Yeah.
agree.
Great writer, actor, and I love my father so much, so that resonates with me very much.
Roberto
Okay.
Benigni, I love that movie too. Phil?
So I love movies. I watch movies like a ridiculous amount of movies. So, but I think my favorite of all time that I can't count how many times I've seen these movies. Godfather.
Oh, yeah.
I
Like
cannot.
all of them. Almost
Yeah,
all of
I
them.
cannot count how many times I've seen it. And when I tell people like who haven't seen it, first of all, I'm shocked if you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen one or two, three, whatever. But I've seen three a few times too. Just to,
But why?
but
Right.
huh?
I was gonna ask you, like, um why does it resonate with you so much in the sense that you've seen
Because
it more than one time? And even if, let's say, you're watching it on TV, you go, "Holy crap, this is on! I gotta watch this."
right, so I have to watch because you know what? That is a movie. It's every time I watch it, right? It's like I discover something new or I realize something different. So much so that I don't know what's going on with my YouTube algorithms. I think because I watch so many movies and I was looking up. So when I'm writing stuff or when I'm planning on shooting something, I'm always looking up how certain scenes are shot and things like that. So it came up like something about why did this happen in The Godfather, right? A certain scene. And so I watched it and I was like, oh, I never realized that. How did I not realize that? You know what I mean? So every time I watch it, I pick up on something new or I look at the acting and it's just, it's a movie it's not fast.
Mhm.
That movie takes its time. It's a slow boil. Everything, everything has its purpose, everything in its time, and everything at the right time. There's nothing rushed in that movie. There's nothing wasted in that movie. It is almost like a perfect movie. One and two. One and two I could just watch over and over again because of that. The acting is superb. Everything about it. The casting, the scenery, the set, everything, even the quote unquote minor characters
Mhm.
are great. You know what I mean? It's just everything about it. Now, if I could just say, you said a movie, but if I could say a show, The Wire.
Go ahead. Okay.
If you've never seen The Wire, watch The Wire because that's a show about Baltimore, inner city Baltimore. It deals with politicians. It deals with kids. It deals with drug dealers. It deals with people trying to make it. And what's incredible about that show is, at the end, you realize nobody wins.
Mm.
They try to wrap it up like, oh, happy endings. No, there are. It's like life, right?
Yeah.
There are a whole bunch of not happy endings, not
Right.
great happy endings. That's
Sure.
what I. And if you ever get a chance, if you want to see a movie, sorry, I don't want to
Doesn't matter.
monopolize the time. If you want to see a movie that builds tension, if you want to learn how to build tension, or see a movie that builds tension, there's this foreign film called The Coffee Table. It was just released, I think, in 2024,
Really?
2023. I think it's called The Coffee Table
Never
or
heard
The
of it.
Table or The Coffee Table. Watch that movie. Why? It's wow.
Where is it? Where can we watch it?
It was actually released in the theaters. It probably should be coming out on something soon. It's a Spanish movie. It's in Spanish. So I had to watch it with. So I love foreign films. I probably prefer watching foreign films before anything, because the stories are different, and it's a lot. They depend on a lot of the acting and the story. But that movie, the suspense that's built up over this one thing that happens, and you're just waiting for the reveal. You're just like waiting for it. You know it's coming, and you're just like,
You got
come
me.
on already, come
He's got me
on,
hooked.
yeah. Oh,
Are
watch
they
that movie.
paying you to say this about the coffee
I'll
table?
tell you. Once you watch it, shoot me a text, shoot me a message, and tell me what
They're
you think.
already making a sequel. They're already
Okay.
making a sequel. Yeah, it's actually not a sequel. It's a prequel. It's the End Tables, the prequel, the Coffee Table.
Oh, so there's something before it?
Fact checking. We're fact checking. He's lying again.
Oh, because
That's
I'm like,
cool.
what?
Real quick.
It's sponsored by Bob's Furniture.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Real quick. Your favorite word.
Our favorite word.
Word. Palabra. Word.
Action.
I guess we know why, right?
You're booked. That's 2 words, right?
Okay. Booked. That's good. All right. Phil,
Man, I don't know. Hope,
which one?
hope, hope.
Hope. Ooh, that's a good one. Can I change mine? I like hope too.
To what? Go ahead.
Money.
Stick to books.
You like my pig?
I love it.
She's got all these pigs.
It suits the owner. Real quick, let's talk a little bit about your the best piece of advice that someone ever gave you, or words that you live by. Either or. Best piece of advice someone ever gave you, or your a mantra that you live by.
It's easy to win when you're winning.
It's easy to win when you're winning. I like that.
Yeah. So in other words, right? You know, you gotta learn how to get up when you're losing. That's the hard part. It's easy to feel great, look great, be great when everything's going great. But the champs, the winners, are those that can get back up when they're losing, whatever that means, to someone pursuing something. So I like that. It's easy to win when you're winning, So you got to get used to losing and failing. It's a part of success, pushing forward.
Bill, Carolina.
I think I would say believe in you.
Believe in you.
Believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in you, who's going to believe in you? And if you don't believe in yourself, you could have, and I tell this to the kids I deal with, if you don't believe in yourself, you could have everyone pulling for you, everyone rooting for you. But if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't want it for yourself, it's not going to mean anything. And wasted talent is just wasted talent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Carolina?
There's something from the Bible. I don't know how to translate 100%, but it's kind of like Jesus is not career when you are in bed. So you have to get up. So Jesus is going to career. You have to do things. You have to work and you have to feel better, stop playing the victim. And that's how things are going to get better in your life.
All good advice. Yes. Since you said that you have to get up and you have to believe in yourself, do you find, or have you found, because people lack the drive, or they don't believe in themselves, that they're sabotaging their own success? Have you ever?
Sometimes I think you are sick, you are laying in bed waiting for the cure while you are laying. Just something like one day I'm going to wake up and feel great, and that might not happen. Sometimes you need to wake up against your will and start doing things against your will until you feel better.
Guys can piggyback on that?
Yeah, you got to push through. I put out content time to time, and recently I was thinking I went to the gym. I didn't feel like working out, and I used it as an analogy, as a metaphor. Sometimes you don't feel like working out. Sometimes you don't feel like getting out of bed. I mean, anyone who's going to pretend that they're always amazing and they're always in their A game is full of shit. Sometimes you got to push through it. Sometimes things aren't going your way, or you're just not feeling it. So I think just having the mindset, having a strong mind to push through whatever you're going through, I think that's important. You just pushing through it. And to Carolina's point, like, I love the idea of, like, God helps those who help themselves. I believe in God, and that reminds me, So yeah, I think sometimes just having the ability to just push through. And I honestly am also, I think sometimes if you can't put 100% into, I definitely put 100% to everything. But I'm going to definitely say that there's days where I don't have the energy or whatever it is to put in 100%, but I make a point of still trying to do that thing I said I would do. Go to that meeting, go to that networking event, write that story, do a little bit of writing that day. Whatever it is I said I was going to do, I try to stick to what I said I was going to do. It's a promise. But even if I don't do it 100%, I'll do it 50%. But you got to do something. 50% is better than no percent. Did I answer the question?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Anything on that?
No, everything they said, I agree 100%. that you got to push through, and that's hard. Sometimes that's really hard. And I think from what you said before too, I think some people do sabotage themselves. And I think for some people they don't mean to do it. It's just doubt creeps in, and sometimes when doubt creeps in, it's heavy. It's heavy. You feel. I think sometimes you may feel that even though you could have done it 100 times, and sometimes you're just like, you know what? I don't know if I'll be able to do it, and I think that messes people up. But it's about pushing through, having faith. If you believe in God, I believe in God myself too. Having faith, and if that's what you need to, that know that He got your back, then have that. But it's, can you push through? And unfortunately, some people can't. And some people are their own worst enemies, and that's a hard thing.
Mhm, mhm. Um, I think I think it's hard, especially when we don't have the name, right?
Yeah.
And we're surrounded by life, right? Some of us, this is not our 9 to 5. We wish it was, right? But sometimes we just got to get up and do something else in order to get what little we can from that in order to do what we really want to do. Or sometimes our life begins after we do that 9 to 5, so
Yeah.
that we can do what that which we love to do. It's just a sad reality, but it is a reality. There's this scene in one of these films, I think George Clooney, and now I'm getting that. Now I'm getting the what Phil had before, where I just can't remember the thing, and what Jerome had. He didn't even remember the movie that he was in. Um,
I was in a movie.
exactly. So I think that the line is, 9 to 5 is a dream killer.
Yes.
Yeah,
I've seen that. I've seen that. Yes.
and I and this
I've
and
seen
that's
that quote.
there's truth to that, which is it is
They're paying you to kill your dream.
it just pulls you away
Yeah.
here. It pulls you away from where you want to be, which is right over here, to do that film, to do that thing, to do that, to get some traction on this project, to
Mhm.
cast it, to write it, to produce it, to put it together. But you're here and you just
Yeah.
dedicated 8 hours, sometimes 9 or 10, to this job that prevents you from here, which is where you want to be. So it's hard, and I don't mean to sugarcoat it because I know it is difficult, but I think to everybody's point, the idea of pushing through and pulling for yourself, and don't be so hard on yourself. It's
Yeah.
okay, like Jerome was saying, it's okay to go 50%, but go. You know, g-
Mhm.
if you can't give me 110, okay, but you gave me 50. 50 is
That's
good. You didn't
something.
write 10 pages, but you wrote two. You didn't write 5 scenes, but you wrote one. That's good. That's great.
Yeah.
Better than nothing.
Right. Better than a blank page. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And we're artists. It's funny. It's like for the first, so the script that I was talking about that we wrote, it's a romantic comedy. I realized that I wasn't getting it done. I was trying to write it by myself. Eventually I asked my daughter, who's an amazing, amazing writer. She said she'll work with me on it. Then I realized my daughter needed a little push, a little bit of help. So we got another writer to join us. Before you know it, the three of us put our heads together and we wrote and it flowed. Some days were good, some days weren't good. It took us a long, I mean, I wouldn't say a long time relative to how long it should take to write a good story. But the point is, some weeks it was tough, it was difficult, there was tension, but it got done. Some, that's it. But we stuck with it. And we made a point of meeting every Sunday, first thing in the morning, no matter what the hell is going on with the rest of our lives. And we got it done. You
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
if we all did that with one thing that we were passionate about in life,
Yeah.
we probably do pretty good.
Agreed.
And I think that you hit the nail on the head. I think sometimes to think that, okay, oh my God, I got a great idea. Let me, like some songwriters, oh, this could be a title of a good song. Or let me write these 2 phrases. Okay, but I think it's also important to set time, right? I think Neil Simon, who's one of the best playwrights of our time,
Yeah.
he was set time. to just this doesn't happen magically. Sometimes you really need to say, okay, here I am. It's Sunday. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. and I'm about to write. And
Yeah.
you got to get in that space. And sometimes it comes to you on all cylinders. And sometimes, like I said before, you write 1 or 2 pages, but it's good because you took the time, you set the time to do that which you love, which is to get this project off the ground, so
Here's an,
go ahead.
yeah. No,
No,
no, no. Go ahead. Go
no,
ahead.
no, you're gonna say something.
No, I was gonna say, there's one sort of another mantra or rule, and that I tried to sort of live by is going back to, like, sometimes we procrastinate, right? For whatever reason, we procrastinate. I'm definitely a procrastinator from time to time. So I've learned, or anxiety or whatever it is, I've learned that if you force yourself to do something for 5 minutes, whatever that is, that could be writing, that could be a business proposal, that could be whatever, building a product, it could be writing a script, whatever it is. Spend 5 minutes, even if you're staring at the paper, spend 5 minutes. Usually something's going to happen. That's been my experience. But getting yourself to do that 5 minutes and promise yourself, I'm only going to do this for 5 minutes. I don't feel like doing this right now. I need 5 minutes. I find, and I've heard other people say this, I just happened upon it on my own for myself, but it develops a sense of, like, I'm in it now. Let me keep going. Before you know it, 5 minutes turns to 10 minutes. Sometimes 10 minutes turns to 30 minutes, you know, and there you go. You did something. You got something done.
Yeah.
So if that's where you're at, that's fine. But again, just jump in the pool. That's what that 5 minutes is about, and then you can swim.
What are you guys working on now? What's something that you guys want to share with with the public in regards to what are you excited about? What are you working on currently? Is there something going on? Are you
I
guys
just set up
branding
my,
yourself and
I just set up my OnlyFans page. It's going pretty good so far.
you did what?
OnlyFans.
Remember OnlyFans, Mo? You're on there. You gave me the idea, bro.
I see that. Again, this is we're fact checking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's number 6. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, things are changing,
thank you
man.
for
Things
that.
are looking up, baby.
Thank you for that. So what are you guys working on besides your OnlyFans page, Jerome? Anything you wanna
Don't judge me. Gotta make a
I'm not.
living.
I'm not.
They'll pay themselves.
I'm not. I actually finished my freaking wine. Go ahead. Anything? Any you working on anything? Any particular project?
No, I just write here and there. Like I'm writing or looking over stuff, rewriting, trying to get that mojo back to do something else, to do something new.
Okay.
So it's always just revisiting the writing, you know. That's all.
Carolina, anything you working on right now? Or
I moved to Los Angeles. I'm in LA now, and I have a show that calls Serving with Purpose. We are on Reality Network and on YouTube,
Okay,
and
good.
writing and looking to produce here and there.
Wow, congrats.
that's
Congrats. It's
Thank
awesome.
you.
It's awesome. I just finished writing a rom-com. It looks like it's with a producing partner, and then my writing team, Yaron Urbas, and just to give some shout outs, Brian Wixman, and so we're gonna get that shot. We're looking at hopefully getting it shots funded and already distribution in place. Just lucky, really. It's my producing partner. It's just amazing. So hopefully by the end of this year, early next year, we'll actually shoot it. But outside of that, I run a marketing and PR agency. So if I can just do a quick plug, it's yummymediaagency.com. But basically, I get to be creative all the time. I'm working with different artists and business owners, and I get to create content and I get to come up with marketing ideas for them. So I'm a storyteller, right? That's what I've learned. And I'm a decent storyteller, and I'm a good salesman because I'm a decent storyteller. So I get to craft stories all the time with a, like a monetary reason, right? I have to get that story to sell something, but I love it. And that keeps me busy. That's my full-time day job. And then from time to time, a decent audition comes. But auditions, I don't know about you guys, the auditions market has changed a lot.
Yes.
Like there's as much auditioning opportunities, well, for me, as there used to be. I don't know. There's been a lot of strikes, a lot of things going on, but either way, making my own opportunities.
Mhm.
um shifting gears a little bit here. I know that Phil, you've written and you've given your piece to someone else to direct.
Mhm.
Is that because you didn't want to direct it yourself? Have you directed pieces that you've written?
Yeah.
What's or how hard is it for you to say, you know what, I'm gonna step off on this one and I'm gonna give it to somebody else? What's that
I've
process like for you?
so I've done both. As you saw, I've written and had someone else direct. I've written, direct, produced my own stuff. It's so I pass it on along to someone else. Actually, Jermaine Smith.
Okay.
Actually, and one of my first things I've ever written, which was, oh my god, like, geez, might have been 10, 11 years ago now. It was to Bridget Turner, who was up and coming. She does her own thing now. So I know enough that if I think someone could maybe could do a better job than me, or I think could do a better or add something different, I'm comfortable enough to let them do that.
But once you do that, they have carte blanche. That's it. It's
Oh,
their
yeah, I'll give my ideas too, but I mean, knowing that if I relinquished you, if I relinquish that to you, then I'm going to trust you in your process.
got it.
You know what I mean? After, if I'm doing that, then I'm going to have to trust you in that process. Okay, now if there's something that maybe I'm like, okay, let's try this or whatever, then I'm going to say that. But at the same time, again, I'm going to trust you. If I can feel so, because once you write something, that's like your baby now. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's like your, so it's hard to let go. But I've learned to do that now. So, but there's nothing like when just directing, shooting your own stuff, because you have it, as I told you before, with that casting director in your mind. You have a vision of what you want everything to look like, and not everybody sees it how you see it, especially for your with your own writing. So sometimes that's hard, but again, you have to trust in the process.
Two quick questions here. If I could write for you guys, and I got this question from Ryan Murphy. He always does this, and I kind of like it, and I get something from my actors. If I were to write for you, what would that character look like? What would that character be? Let me start with Carolina. If I could write a part for you, what would that character look like? What would that character be?
I would like to play a killer again. I had so much fun on set.
Uh-oh.
I really enjoy true crime now, so
You can't take the killer out of the baby.
I know.
He loves her.
Yeah, just
Oh,
like
he was
hard
dark.
killing people.
Very dark interview. This got dark real quick.
Yeah, man.
You know,
That rated G life. She wants to get rid of that. Yeah.
I want that blood everywhere.
But why? Okay, so but this is interesting. Why a killer though? Why? Obviously, this
Things
killer's
cannot do in real life.
right there, because you just don't want to kill like a Friday the 13th, or maybe you do. I don't know. But this character layered in something? Give me a little bit about this.
So something in the movies is something that I cannot do in real life. So just some fantasy there.
I think 1-800 therapy is coming real soon. Okay, all right.
Oh, that's why we're actors.
All right, I'm gonna leave it there. Jerome, how?
Can I ask a question? I know that Carolina has a baby. How old's your baby, Carolina?
2.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, because I remember when I have 3 kids, and when they were just a few months old, they used to cry all the time, and I didn't get any sleep, but it's okay. I would just kick my wife, and then she would wake up and take care of the baby. So then I could go back to sleep. But guess not true. I got up.
She sleeps
got-
fine.
But honestly,
I can't wait for the comments.
But what I was gonna say,
Thanks for that.
I was gonna say, if it's a newborn baby,
Stick to the
right,
question.
and you're not
character. What,
sleeping.
you want to play a baby?
Wait, hold up. This is going somewhere. If it's a newborn baby and you're not sleeping, I would want to kill people too. Like I would just be sleep deprived. So I just thought maybe that's, but 2 years.
Yeah, she never had a sleeping problem.
Oh, lucky.
Never. I'm always very lucky. I'm the lucky one.
Oh, very lucky. Well, I mean,
I'm glad
so
we
wait,
got that
did we
settled.
finish the answer? Sorry, did I answer the question, Mo?
You want to play a baby?
Yeah, that's what I want. I want to play a baby.
Really?
I mean, you got somebody playing a teddy bear, like we just said the reference from Mark Wahlberg. Why not? I could be a baby. You know, that's the problem. That's why my career's not going anywhere, because I don't want to play babies.
Hold on,
And
hold
they're
on.
casting babies all the
Wait,
time.
I'm getting something here. Hold on. Yeah, we fact
What a
checked it again.
coincidence!
We fact checked it again. You're a liar. You don't want to play. If I'm writing a role for you, what would that be? How would that role look like?
You know, it's so if I'm gonna, so I actually like playing characters that are completely different from who I am. So that would be good. And I don't know what that means. That could mean anything. I like being challenged by roles. Now, the other side of it is, I would definitely want my character. So if I want to play something closer to the chest and for my brand and all that stuff, I think quirky would be funny. Comedic, dry sense of humor type character. In action. I like actions. I've been able to do a couple of actions in my time. That would be fun. That's the kind of stuff I'd probably want.
The quirky action. You're there. That's a good word.
Quirky action babies.
Okay. Phil?
I think probably a conflicted character. So straddling the line of good and bad. So a good person, but sometimes like life, it's good, but sometimes bad things happen, and how that changes a person, or yeah, and the decisions you have to make, and the conflict that could come between that of what you believe and what you have to do, what think you have to do. So
Okay.
something that's very,
Got you.
That's
oh,
funny.
that's the kind of story.
That sounds
the kind of
every Nicolas Cage character ever played. Right? I mean,
Wait. There's what Phil said. It's Nicolas Cage. It's two different things. Real quick.
Okay, you know what? I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
it's Nicolas Cage.
That's Nicolas Cage. Oh my god, that was funny. So it's like, have you ever seen? Oh my god, what is the name of this movie? Have you ever seen one of my favorite movies too? That Denzel Washington movie where he plays a bodyguard for that little girl.
Yes.
What is his name?
I can never Equalizer. Is it Equalizer?
Not Equalizer.
No, it's not the Equalizer. Even though I thought the Equalizer was better.
Yeah,
But
but
I know, I gotta get the
you know what I'm talking about.
I know
One of my
Dakota Fanning was in it.
yes, Dakota Fanning.
Yeah. Oh my God, the title. Oh my Lord, I gotta
I
get
can never remember the title of this movie.
this is not good. I gotta get up.
Yeah, what is the name of this movie?
Okay.
But anyway,
Go ahead.
so that character, right? A character that's trying to, he did some bad stuff, trying to get away from his past, trying to leave that behind, taking care of being a bodyguard for this little girl, doesn't want to get close to the little girl, ends up getting close to caring about this girl. She gets kidnapped, and now he has to go back and do what he has to do.
Yep.
And be that person that he didn't want to be anymore. And does it for this little girl. Man on Fire, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Man on Fire. It ends up having to go back to what he didn't want to do for the greater good of this little girl.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That conflict, that you don't want to care, but you end up caring, and because you end up caring, that takes you back to a person you don't want to be to help someone out.
Right. I hear you. A lot of things come to mind, and I could give you more examples of that, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah, but you know them.
But another film, but it doesn't have to be as drastic as Man on Fire, is Uli's Gold with Peter Fonda.
I've never seen that.
Uli's Gold, yeah.
I know the movie, but I've never seen it. I've heard of the movie.
Sit down and watch that.
Okay.
He is conflicted, and again, he's taken from, he's a guy that doesn't want to get involved and then finds himself involved.
Right. So like that.
He didn't even want to tackle. So it's similar in that regard.
Yes.
I think we've been talking for a good more than 60 minutes. So hopefully,
Yeah, I'm going to say my phone is about to go out. So
so we're gonna finish this right now. One last question. As we're wrapping up here, one thing that you want the public to know about you, if they're looking at you for the first time, they say, "This guy's that was pretty interesting," or "That's a wild bunch," or "That's a wackety group of people he put together." One thing that you want them to take away from this about you.
Man,
you guys are like,
I don't know.
you
What
know,
should I say? Yeah, it's hard. That's a hard question.
This sounds like something you put on a tombstone, man. It's
I'm serious. Sometimes, no, seriously. Sometimes people don't know who the heck you guys are, and then you're like,
he had one hell of an
"What do you guys
OnlyFans.
do?" What is it that we should know about? Why should I give a damn about Yaron Urbas? Go. I'll start there.
I guess
Just
just
like me to fact check everything you say. Besides that,
I enjoy telling stories and connecting with audiences. Yeah. I like
doesn't matter if it's film stage.
I like watching good stories.
Doesn't matter film stage.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Performative art. I mean, whatever. Just it's all culture. It's all art. It's all expression. It's all a way for us to come together and connect. So when there's opportunities to let me do that, I tend to like.
Okay, Carolina.
Well, I love good movies. I love helping my community. I'm from Brazil, trying to make American dream come true. So you can follow me on Instagram, Carolina Schumann, then you can see my life a little bit more there.
Mhm.
And Phil.
Well, I would say that there is life in every story, and in every story there's life. So, and I think all of us here have been lucky enough to try to make a whole bunch of stories come to life. So we've been lucky in that aspect.
That is true. And mi gente, on that note, I always like to end on this note. It doesn't have to be a final shot, but please take a shot.
Yes, sir.
The pigs are starting to leave. I think it's really
Right.
over.
Mi gente, it's been good. It's been fun. Carolina, it's great seeing you. Phil, thank you for your
Great
time.
talk.
Jerome,
Everyone,
Thank
have a
you.
good
Thank you
night.
so much. It's a lot of
Bye
fun.
bye.
Yeah. Have a good night, everyone. All right, bro.
All right. Have a good night.
Night, guys.